My name is Silvina Paez, and I am a channeler of the Freedom Healing Method. The video you are about to see next is also dubbed into English by artificial intelligence. I am from Argentina. My native language is Spanish, and I have used this tool to share Freedom Healing, the Kryon method, with you. I sincerely wish that you enjoy this spiritual transformation that you are going to feel next. Thank you very much. Hello, Nubia. How are you?
Hello, Sylvie. How are you? It's a joy to see you and have you here.
Likewise, Nubia. Thank you very much for accepting the invitation to participate in this video, and may your healing be the healing for many more people.
Oh, it's exciting. Thank you. 2009.
Nubia, what brought you to have a Freedom Hidden session, a session with the Cryo key?
Well, look, I have a situation from many years ago. It's a curious story because imagine that when I was about 18 years old, I had a boyfriend. And the man would come to my house with my dad's permission. And all that back then, with the permission and all this. And it turns out that this man got married without telling me anything at all. I mean, he came to my house on a Thursday of one week, and on that same Saturday, he went home. Can you imagine? So, since that time, the romantic situation for me has been completely blocked. And I say, well, it must have been because of that. Because imagine what happened to me.
Besides, what an experience. Imagine very well 2009. It's a traumatic situation, isn't it? Suddenly, your boyfriend, who visited you on Thursday, you found out he got married on Saturday. Just imagine that surprise.
And you're left like, oh, what happened? What was it that happened? Because without any explanation, without any theft, nothing, just imagine. And that I find out by chance from a neighbor who tells me, no, can you imagine who is getting married today? So and so. And I'm like, how is that? It's my boyfriend. What is this? What's happening? Can you imagine? The bride is here. Who is he going to marry?
Of course. So that is yes. So that's why. And also that it was never talked about. I mean, it's not that he ended the relationship with you, but evidently this man had a parallel relationship and married the other girl.
The most curious thing is that he comes on Thursday of that week and wasn't able to tell me anything at all. At least like for a silly reason. Say we broke up or anything. No, nothing. He said goodbye normally, as if nothing happened. When I find out, oh, what happened, it was like a bucket of cold water, can you imagine?
I get this feeling, Nubia, this story is if for the soul, right? Is there an 18-year-old girlfriend who is still dating? If she didn't break up, didn't end the relationship, then how is she going to get involved with someone else? She can't if she already has a boyfriend. It's like the boyfriend's place is occupied. Of course, energetically it is like that. So I propose, Nubia, let's do a meditation. Oh, I already started to yawn. And then 2009, I'm going to choose 3 spiritual keys from Kryon. Let's see. Kryon. I believe that the Frigoriling session focuses on what one wants, but if nothing comes out during the 3 keys we choose, which is likely to happen, what we can do afterwards is ask for a 4th key about that topic. But evidently there is something clear there. I started to yawn. How crazy, right? Because one thinks, you know what it reminds me of? Like these traumatic experiences, for example, that human beings tend to create rituals so that in our minds, our psyche, the information of what happened enters. That's why there are, for example, funerals. That's why wakes exist. If one doesn't see the dead person, it's like they didn't die. So when one holds a funeral, that rite is for that. We also do weddings, baptisms, birthdays. For example, graduations. When one finishes school, there is a celebration before receiving a diploma, because otherwise it feels like one never really finished. It happened to me that I don't remember why I didn't go to the graduation party of my school. And there are moments in my life when I have this feeling of, oh, I didn't finish school. I didn't finish high school, even though I later studied at university. But it's like for the psyche, I didn't finish because I never went to receive that diploma. So, well, this session is very powerful. I'm already feeling Nubia, the energy of Kryon here, like a very beautiful energy, as if it's embracing you to also incorporate all the learnings that the fact of not having a partner for all these years, from 18 until now, has brought to your life and how it has shaped the woman you are. Right? Okay, we are already there with the energy of Christ. So I'm going to ask you, Nubia, to close your eyes. Take a deep breath. And in your mind or out loud, repeat after me. I activate the Christic energy of my soul.
I activate the Christic energy of my soul.
And feel, dear human being, how that energy, which is the essential energy of your soul, activates in your entire being, activating to recognize all your potentials, to recognize all the light that exists within you. Because this Christic energy, every time you activate it, dear human being, what it does is transmute all those memories, energies, and beliefs that are in your electromagnetic field and that you no longer need. Every time you activate this Christic energy, a transmutation occurs, as if you were doing a cleaning in your inner house, like sweeping away all those associations that exist in this inner house and that you no longer need. And that dirt we collect with each activation of your quantum field, imagine it as if we were throwing it into a place where there is a wonderful inner fire that transforms that dirt into light, into a powerful white light that joins your electromagnetic field to empower you more, making this quantum field stronger, which you can imagine as an imaginary bubble of light. And by activating and empowering this quantum field, what you are doing, dear human being, is being able to live from your essence. That is to say, that earthly experiences are experiences of wisdom, experiences where you can recognize that you have to learn from that situation, where you can have a level of consciousness in which you can choose to take those actions that connect you with abundance instead of connecting you with scarcity. That is why, dear human being, we now ask you to open your mind and your heart to receive the healing you are about to receive, which will empower you even more and allow you to live at this new level of consciousness. In this new level of consciousness where you are, where you can see where you are placing your energy, where you acknowledge yourself as a co-creator, responsible for your reality. Because by assuming that responsibility, you are taking on the power of that manifestation. And when you have the power, it means, dear human being, that you can change it. So now take a deep breath and allow the critical energy of your soul to expand. And that through the 3 spiritual keys you are going to activate today. This light expands more, and that experiences in your soul that are limiting the manifestation of the abundant being you are can be transmuted. Thank you. So it is.
How are you? Very well. Very well.
What a way to dance. How divine. How it moves. It seems that the energy moves a lot. Very divine. The energy of crime. And just when he mentioned this about when one takes the different actions in day-to-day life of what I have to do, one of the things I remembered that I showed you before starting the recording. For example, here I have this book, which is The Power of the 33 Spiritual Keys by Kryon. Is this book the printed book? Yes, that I bought on Amazon. You can also buy this book with him. The link I leave below. You can get the PDF of this book completely free on the website. But for those of us who like to have the printed book, it can be purchased on Amazon. For those of us who also like it, who use Kindle. If I download a PDF, it's not the same to see it on the Kindle as when I buy the book on Kindle, which looks much better. And well, then for those of us who have to do with abundance, if one has the Kindle, buy the book instead of using the free PDF, right? And if I like printed copies, they can obtain it here. So with the link I leave below, you can buy the latest book we have released in the Freedom Healing community here. And those who want can also download the PDF for free on the page. So now, what is Freedom Healing LG, which I also leave here below the video? So I am going to take 3 keys. Here I have the 3 keys. I turn them over. I am going to take 3 keys to do today's procession. And I also want to show you that I'm going to use the graphics, which allow us to investigate. So anyone who learns to use the technique can do it. So here I have the 3 keys. Let's see. They are abundance of empowerment, abundance of will, and abundance of beauty. Okay, do you think we should use them in that order? The empowerment keys are 9, 25, and 18. So let's start with empowerment, which the key of empowerment brings. All the keys have a phrase below, and this one says, I take care of my energy. I take care of myself, which is important. This empowerment is how it leads us. When one empowers oneself, we are more aware of where we are placing our energy. And our energy, the physical manifestation of energy, Nubia, is money. When one is short on money, it is because they are placing their energy where it doesn't belong, sos eos. And when one places their energy where it needs to be, let's say, for example, another of the most powerful manifestations we have of our energy, Nubia, is time. When one wastes time on things that do not concern us, there is immediately a relationship where the amount of money one starts to have decreases. Why? Because the universe somehow limits us so that we realize. So if one is limited with money, it is because we are spending time and energy on things that do not concern us. Yes. It was very nice about a month ago in the premium community of the school we have for Freedom Healing. We spent a whole week working on spiritual keys related to time. And it was impressive how, for example, it happened to me and to other people as well, realizing that we were wasting a lot of time on things that made no sense to do. And like, where do I have to focus? Suppose if I have little money, what should I focus on? Well, generating money, right? I shouldn't focus on anything else, like watching television. No. Focus on what really matters and where you should put your attention. So when I ask where the limitation to this spiritual key comes from, what is limiting the manifestation of this key in your life so that you can empower yourself even more than you already are? Ryan shows me a past life where I see you as not the youngest daughter of a family with many children, but as the favorite daughter of the father. Yes, you were, I swear, Nubia, your dad adored you. You were the preferred daughter. And I feel that For me, it was like, I don't know, at least you have 9 siblings. I feel there were many siblings, and they all start to get married. Your siblings get married, and you do nothing. And what if we took this woman from the past life and sat her here and asked her why you didn't get married? She would tell us from her wisdom. She would say, because I wouldn't be able to leave my father alone, to leave my dad alone. For her, it was such a loving relationship. Yes, you see that sometimes? Sometimes love, relationships can also limit us. So much love that it was so beautiful. And I also feel that what happened there, Nubia, was that the love of this dad, he was such a loving man, such a companion, a very wise man, that I believe any boyfriend who approached was left feeling so small. Then she tells me, Kryon, let's transmute the memories, because it was as if it wasn't an incestuous relationship at all, but it was as if the family system was disordered, in that we placed the dad in the role of companion, of husband. So, when one has occupied the place, for example, of one's partner, it's as if I wanted to have a new partner, but I already have one. So no boyfriend is going to come to me because the role is occupied. If I have a partner whom I treat like a child, or I have my mom, my dad, my siblings as children, and what do I know because I occupy my energy as if they were my children, for example, maintaining them, it starts to happen to me that I don't have children because the universe sees that the space for children is already occupied. I have already filled it with someone else. And in that past life, Nubia, I feel that what happened was that the role of partner was occupied by the dad, which doesn't necessarily, you see, Nubia have like, oh, it was an incestuous relationship, right? The dad was an excellent companion. They shared a lot. They loved each other a lot. So it was this partner where there was no sexual life, was no physical contact, but they had occupied a very important role.
I was going to tell you, it's that in this life something similar is happening to me because all my siblings have married, they have settled down, and it turns out that I am taking care of my mother. It's with my mother that I am there all the time. So it seems to be repeating, not with the father, but with the mother, yes. So that's what I wanted to tell you.
Of course. So how lovely, Nubia. Because the idea here is to transmute so that that relationship, for example, with your mom, transforms into an even more loving relationship than the one you can have. But maintaining the relationship from the place of daughter and enjoying the power, the privilege, Nubia, of being there with your mom. Not everyone has the privilege of becoming an adult and having their mom and being able to be with her. So let's transmute. What do you think?
Yes, of course.
So imagine, Nubia, that you are surrounded by light. And in your mind, or out loud, repeat after me. My higher self, transmute. My higher self, transmute all the memories, and everything that is in my being, and everything that is in my being, that is limiting the full flow, that is limiting the full flow of my spiritual key of abundance, of empowerment,
Of my spiritual key of abundance, of empowerment,
and of all my transformative memories.
and of all my transformative memories, self-care, Yusan, of self-care,
Attraction
attraction,
and inner peace
and inner peace,
in the Christic energy of my soul, in the Christic energy of my soul, to activate my original Christic DNA.
to activate my original Christic DNA.
I thank and accept this transformation, Yusan.
I thank and accept this transformation. So it is, so it is.
And I felt, Nubia, how you transformed, how you illuminated, how your mom also illuminated. And when you can open your eyes, you know that what was coming to me during the transmutation, Nubia, was this feeling of you, Sand, that being with mom is feeling loved. It's like the dawn or the little Nubia being with mom is like, oh, how nice it feels to be here. How divine, Nubia. I love being able to feel that because now the soul can recognize that, or your unconscious can say that is already there. That is there, 2009, and no one is going to take it away from you. I am not going to have a loving mom for whom you feel loved. That is something not all human beings have. The experience of being able to have that feeling of feeling loved by mom. So I ask what you had to learn from that life experience. And Kryon tells me to allow yourself to be loved, to open up to recognize other types of love that come, other forms, other people who can love you. Obviously very different from how mom can love you. That is unsurpassable. And it is what all human beings are perhaps looking for. And you already have that, which also generates in you, girlfriend, that you have a great capacity to love. Yes, because it's as if there are a battery of love. It's full to the top. Totally. That's great. I would love to be there in Bogota with you, having a coffee with an arepa.
Oh, how nice.
Oh, yes, yes. Oh, the taste of the coffee just came to me. Yesterday I had a coffee with a friend, my friend Gloria, who came. We got together, and she, well, is Colombian and has brought me coffee from Colombia. So every time we get together, she makes the coffee, which is delicious. Let's make the second key, which is the abundance of will. Allow myself to change. Look, I see you in a past life, and I get the feeling that this guy who left you abandoned in this life is this betrayal. It's a betrayal. I feel that what I'm seeing is a past life where you were married to him, you married him, but he was unfaithful by nature. He was a man who was a womanizer. But you know what I feel, Nubia, is this feeling that he has, just like you have your mother's love battery full, he had it empty. So when one has that emotional hole, if they try to fill it with anything, some people fill it with food, others fill it with shopping. Others fill it, for example, I don't know if you see the image of men who one wonders why they want so many cars. Why do they buy so many cars? They collect cars. Women who buy shoes, shoes, shoes. For example, well, I am one, and I love shoes. I don't know, filling them with food, filling them with doing things, cigarettes, addictions to cigarettes, to alcohol, is trying to fill an emotional hole that can only be filled with a mother's love. When that mother's love is not there, what we do is try to fill it with something. And I am convinced that the energy one can also fill it. For those who believe in God, it is with the energy of God or the Holy Spirit. That's why it is so valuable that many people who go to a Christian church or whatever, who may have problems with alcohol, go to church and heal, because they were able to connect with that energy and filled that love battery that does not come from another human being. It comes from the life of God, the Holy Spirit, however one wants to call it. And this man in the past filled it with sex. He filled this emotional hole. He tried because it didn't fill him either, because a mother's love and the love of life cannot be filled with either sex or love from other people. We will never fill that with that. So he made you like you, Sand. I feel that at first it was like hidden. Later, it was so normalized for him that it wasn't even hidden. The first voice, the first time, it felt like your heart was wrinkled. And then, well, it kind of normalized, but it normalized in the sense that it wasn't that you felt good and didn't care. It hurt less each time, but it still hurt. But that pain was what Nubia was doing. It was like trampling on her self-esteem. So if before an image comes to me like you were a divine cinema with beautiful wings, It transformed into an ugly duckling, feeling like an ugly duckling, feeling like you were worthless, feeling like how you were had nothing to do with this guy's emotional mess. Because even if they put Miss Universe next to him, he would still cheat, he would still be unfaithful, because not even Miss Universe would fulfill him. Physical appearance has nothing to do with it, nor how one is. And I feel there is a sister of yours from that past life, very loving, very divine, who would tell you, like, let it go, let it go. And she gives you the option. She is a very intelligent woman who says, come to my house, let it go. But it was like, I shelter you in my house. I give you what you need. And you said I am not capable, because for you it was very important that the marriage had been a religious marriage. You had committed before God to accompany that situation until death. So it was until death. So let's transport those memories. Come on. I don't even want to ask who died first, because it seems like you might have been left a widow in that life. So let's transmute. Imagine Nubia's 5009, you are surrounded by light. And in your mind or out loud, repeat after me, my higher self, transmute.
My higher self, transmute all the memories, and everything that is in my being, and everything that is in my being that is limiting the full flow of my spiritual key of abundance of will.
And of all my abundant transformative memories, and of all my abundant transformative memories of deservingness,
of deservingness,
of financial peace,
of financial peace,
and of liberation, in the Christic energy of my soul,
in the Christic energy of my soul,
to activate my original Christic DNA.
To activate my original Christic DNA.
I thank and accept this transformation.
I thank and accept this transformation.
So
that's right.
And I felt, well, you transform, illuminate. And when you can open your eyes, today I ask what you had to learn from that life experience. And I think it tells me that it is to empower you. And in that empowerment, Nubia, it is to recognize yourself as all the constructive things you have. I feel that in that past life, an image came to me that this man was such that for him to have other women and other relationships, obviously he wasn't home all day. So it was a lot of time that I spent alone. He also spent a lot of money, so there weren't resources in the house either. So you started to generate your own resources. And the image that came to me is that for me, you started to create, you really liked things related to beauty. With aesthetics, you like to always have the house looking nice. One of the things you learned to do was like tablecloths, sheets, pillowcases, cushions, whatever. And you dedicated yourself to making that. You did it yourself first. And I feel that you came to have a company with women who sewed, and you dedicated yourself to sourcing the fabrics, the lace, the trimmings that were going to be used for all of that. And you were in charge of the purchasing, a little bit of the selling too. And you were a very, very prosperous woman. But she never saw that. This woman never saw it. In fact, I get this feeling of belittling and diminishing that venture, like, oh no, but it's just a venture. Yes. And then to say, well, a venture, yes, well, yes, I have 28 seamstresses. You have to have 28 seamstresses, something small. I am sewing at night and selling in the morning. No, it was something big. And yet she didn't recognize it. As a woman who always had money, who always solved things. So, well, the empowerment of recognizing all this beautiful thing that you surely have, And then you will tell me like, oh, I realized this, I realized that. How do you feel?
Very good indeed.
Let's continue then with this, which is the abundance of beauty that says, I allow myself to show myself to the world. And I see you again. It gives me this feeling that this man in this life, the boyfriend in this life, in the past life, was your husband. But it's like he was never there. Moreover, there were people, 2009, who were your friends and had seen him, I don't know, just once. It was like I had a friend whom we used to say had an invisible boyfriend because we never saw him. So, the invisible boyfriend you have. Well, it's as if in that life you had an invisible husband because no one saw him, because he was always traveling. And when he should have been a soldier or a merchant marine, something like that, he wasn't interested in sharing anything with you. So it was like you were very used to doing things alone. And you were a woman. Oh, I saw you and it came to me. I swear I saw you entering like a theater to see an opera with a long blue dress with a lot of shine. I don't know. It shows that you were a very wealthy woman to be able to have that dress entering the opera. Very sociable. I don't know. I feel that there are many men who try to seduce you and things like that, and you say no. Please, no, as I'm a married woman. Of course, evidently, the energy of a married woman wasn't there either because it wasn't like you were going with your husband. Kryon tells me that you were like parts of that position in that past life. Let's say you were like the foundation that supported this theater. Like it was the foundation that organized, maintained the theater, brought in the artists, and I don't know. And that was a position your mother had in that past life. And when she was like older, it's like she told you, I don't want to continue, let my daughter continue. And you took that place then, and your mother was very much loved in that past life environment. So you were too, because it was like everyone, Josefa, your mother from the past life. So everyone would say, oh, the daughter of Jose, how wonderful your mother, the daughter of Josefa. Don't know. And you dedicated yourself until the day of your death to organizing things there because you really felt that art filled people's souls and that it was important for that to happen. And also that it was the space, Nubia, where the political lobby took place. So you were, without wanting to, doing lobby. It was like, I don't know, the new mayor would go to the opera, whatever, so you would introduce him, I don't know, to the owner of the biggest supermarket who also went to the other one. I don't know what it was like. You were the one organizing, or when something needed to be resolved in that little city, a small city where you are, it was resolved in the theater. When the important people of the town went to the theater, you took care of introducing them, chatting, and making sure things got resolved, right? Everything was resolved, but they shouldn't come to seduce her. And also, you know what I feel, Nubia? It's like they were going to seduce you, but you didn't realize it. You see, when sometimes it has happened to me that other people have told me, hey, they were flirting with you. I didn't even notice. I didn't even notice. Well, let's transmute. Imagine, Nubia, that you are surrounded by light. And in your mind or out loud, repeat after me. My higher self transmute.
My higher self transmute all the memories, all the memories, and everything that is in my being, and everything that is in my being that is limiting the full flow, that is limiting the full flow
And of my spiritual key of abundance, of beauty,
of my spiritual key of abundance of beauty,
and of all my abundant transformative memories, and of all my abundant transformative memories of financial peace,
my financial peace,
self-care,
self-care,
and value
and value
in the Christic energy of my soul,
in the Christic energy of my soul,
to activate my original Christic DNA
to activate my original Christic DNA.
I thank and accept this transformation.
I thank and accept this transformation. So it is. So it is.
And feel how you transform, how you illuminate. And when you can, slowly over your eyes. And ask the graphic. Let's see. Here is the learning graphic. This is not learned in the course of earthly spirituality, and you had to learn that life experience, which says it is to reinvent yourself. I love this ability to change. What was I going to say, Nubia? I leave a link below this video so you can join the free Freedom Healing community and participate in the different free courses organized there to learn how to use the keys. This powerful tool that are the spiritual keys of Kryo. Nubia, it may not be you, but it influences me to take one more key and specifically ask about this character, who one Thursday was your boyfriend and on a Saturday was marrying another woman, without having informed you that you were no longer the girlfriend.
Exactly. Thank you.
Am I going to take a key by asking how? You dare to tell me a name of his too? Ask the question.
Of course. Hiro.
Hiro? So, am I going to ask what spiritual key you need to activate between Hiro and you? I have a friend who has a cat named John Gyro. And if we say it seems like it has a name like, I don't know, a mobster, right? John Gyro is a black and white cat and very much a male. Oh, how cute. Look, abundance. Let's see if the camera can focus. There it is. What spiritual key? Between Gyro and you, abundance of deserving. I allow myself to receive, and I see you. Look, I thought it was going to go that way. This life is not a past life, where I see this image as if you were your boyfriend in that past life, and you were a very, very loving and very proper girl. You have a very, very strict education. But beyond that, I believe it tells me beyond having been strict, it doesn't relate to having very defined moral principles about what was right and what was not right. So, for example, he came from a family that was as if it had been from a family, I don't know if humble, but how can I tell you, from a level 4, middle class, 2009. And he had been from a family that was level 4, but now they were at level 6. For those who don't know, in Colombia, society is divided by strata, and some say the stratosphere or from stratum 26, claim stratum 26. Well, they were like from stratum 4 and had reached stratum 6, but they still maintained. How can I tell you? Like that, I don't know if it's like an empathy, like an affection. They, Gyro's family in the past life, did not seek a wife from stratum 6, that the son would marry the woman he loved. So he would come to see you and bring you a little bracelet, a piece of jewelry as a gift. He would bring you flowers, he would bring you chocolate. I love it because he shows up with a box and brings you a dress. And I think that was like the end of the relationship. It's a wonderful dress that he brings you because I think that this guy's sister, your future sister-in-law, was getting married. So he brings you a dress as a gift for you to wear to the wedding. And your mom from that past life. It was like she was making you one and felt offended, thinking that the dress she was making for you was a little thing. Today it is believed that the dress I am making for you is too poor to go to that party. That's why they bring you one. You are so poor that the other person has to gift you the dress. That was the feeling your mom had. Yes. And for you, for someone to hurt your mom, Nubia, was unthinkable. And they didn't end in that past life either. The relationship didn't just end today, but rather it faded, faded, faded. And you didn't get married in that past life, but you also didn't want to marry him. Do I make myself clear? It was as if you were no longer interested, and you weren't interested in anyone else because the situation had been very painful. You felt, this is the feeling, you felt humiliated with the purchase of that dress. So let's transmute that information. So you can feel deserving of receiving. If now there is someone who wants to gift you dresses, little cards, as I say, if someone wants to gift me a purse, a Birkin, a Kelly from children. So imagine, Nubia, that you are surrounded by light, and in your mind or out loud repeat after me. My higher self transmutes. My higher self transmutes all memories and everything that is in my being, and everything that is in my being that is limiting the full flow, that is limiting the full flow of my spiritual key of abundance, of deserving, of my spiritual key of abundance, of deserving, and of all my abundant transformative memories, and of all my abundant transformative memories of high self-esteem, courage and success in the Christic energy of my soul, in the Christic energy of my soul. Activate my original Christic DNA.
To activate my original Christic DNA.
I thank and accept this transformation.
I thank and accept this transformation.
So this. And I felt, Nubia, how you transform, how you illuminate, and when you can, little by little, open your eyes and ask what you had to learn in that life experience. And Kryon tells me that it is to allow yourself to be abundant, to let abundance come to you, to let things flow. How nice that it was given to me. And not to think, because, for example, if we transfer it to other situations, one could also feel that, I don't know, if someone gives you a perfume, to think that the person giving you the perfume thinks it is bad for them. That's why they give you perfumes. It's because they want you to smell good. And if someone gives you a dress because they want you to be seen, they feel that the dress can look good on you and not because you smell bad, they give you a perfume. Or if someone gives you makeup because they see you as ugly and want you to fix yourself, it is not to highlight that more. I don't know. I wouldn't think that someone gives a perfume to someone because they smell bad, but because they want them to smell good, which is different. How do you feel, Nubia?
Very well, thank you very much.
1,000. Is there anything you would like to add to this Qumran session? Any feeling you have had that you want to share?
No, I mean, it's curious that through what you are telling me, it seems that the story has repeated itself a lot, right? Across several lives.
And that what we see, it's like we see a little piece, right? It's well said that there can be many. This is like the one that, let's say, is there bothering, like the soul is choked by it. And when it is released, the others are freed. So, well, you will tell us how it goes after the session. Thank you very much, Nubia.
Thank you, very kind.
You're welcome. I send you a hug.
Thank you very much. Likewise, a big hug. And I hope we can have a little coffee soon.
Yes, at some point when I go to Bogota. So, well, thank you very much, Yusan, for being here today. Remember, if you haven't subscribed yet, to subscribe to this YouTube channel, click the bell so you can receive notifications for upcoming videos. And if you want to participate in this channel, remember to leave me a message in this video so I can connect with you. A hug.